Honorable members of the board, chaired by its co-chairs Mr. Richard Sherman and Jean-Christophe Tondier, Board Executive Director Ibrahima Sheikh Jong, alternate board members, advisors, interim secretariat, observers, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my privilege to welcome you all to the Philippines for the fourth meeting of the Board of the Fund for Responding to Loss and Damage. The decades-long journey to establishing the fund was long fought and firmly grounded in the quest for resilience by those most vulnerable. It is a moment of pride for the Philippines to host this fourth meeting of the board, and the first in our country since our selection as the host country of the board. This meeting is particularly significant as it comes at an important stage in the fund's establishment and operationalization. On August 28, 2024, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. signed Republic Act number 12019, granting juridical personality and legal capacity to the Board of the Fund for Responding to Loss and Damage in the Philippines. On November 12, 2024, the Philippine government and co-chairs of the Board for Responding to Loss and Damage signed the Host Country Agreement, or the HCA, during the second day of COP29 in Baku. The HCA outlines the immunities and privileges that will be accorded to it in the territory of the Republic of the Philippines to enable the Board of the Fund to effectively fulfill its purpose and carry out its functions. With these significant steps, we are now set to finalize the remaining legal frameworks that will enable the Board of the Fund to function effectively in our country. These developments reflect the progress we have collectively made in ensuring that the Fund is prepared to deliver on its urgent mandate. Hosting the Board is a responsibility we take very seriously. As one of the most climate-vulnerable nations, we are acutely aware of the urgency in translating frameworks and commitments into tangible actions. Our goal is to support the Board in advancing decisions that ensure the fund is accessible, equitable, and impactful. By hosting the Board of the Fund, we are invested in its dynamic and far-reaching mission of cooperation and solidarity in making resources accessible to those who need them most. COP29 revealed the persistent challenges to achieving urgent and truly impactful global climate action. Coming out from COP29, we all know that indeed there is so much work to be done. On this journey, the Philippines remains committed to multilateralism. We cannot stress enough the need for a multilateralism that is vibrant, strong, and inclusive, convinced that multilateralism remains the only viable platform for collective action against transcendental global challenges such as climate change. For the Philippines, living with risk and loss and damage has been a part of our history as an archipelago. We therefore have a deep and personal stake in ensuring that the Fund for Responding to Loss and Damage succeeds. I had the honor at COP29 to convey a message from our President, given the historically unprecedented series of 6 successive extreme weather events between October and November this year. The Philippines is in fact a living laboratory for current and future risk, and a test case for the powerful impact of this board. Our cumulative loss and the devastation can serve as a baseline not only of what climate-vulnerable developing countries will endure in these uncertain and unpredictable times, but also of our capacity to recover, given adequate and timely access to the right resources. We are deeply committed first and foremost, not only to the survival of our communities, but for all to thrive through investments in risk-responsive social services and climate-resilient critical infrastructure. Over the next few days, may we remain focused on refining the fund's operational systems, particularly in operationalizing a bottom-up, country-led approach that promotes and strengthens national responses to loss and damage, enhancing its governance mechanisms, and ensuring financial resources are directed effectively to where they are most needed. These tasks are essential, not just for the integrity of the fund, but for the millions of lives that depend on its success. On behalf of the Government of the Republic of the Philippines, we welcome you to our country and thank you for your dedication and engagement. I wish all of you a very productive meeting. Marami pong salamat.